It's not easy running an agency business and everything that's going on around us between the takeover of AI,
ChatGPT has taken the world by storm.
AI.
the uncertainty about our future with how AI is going to impact what we do, the rising cost of labor, the rising cost of living in this country. Does it still make sense to run this business? If you don't know me, my name is Ryan Stewart. I have been in this space for almost 15 years now. I have run multiple agencies I've sold to, and I'm currently running an agency right now that does search marketing for law firms. Over the last year and a half, we have grown faster than any business I have ever run in my entire life, specifically over the last 6 to 8 months. This year, we're going to close about $2.5 million in revenue. Next year, we are well on pace to do about $5 million in revenue. Right now, we only have 7 people on staff. So if you're to ask me, do I think it's worth it to run an agency business right now? Absolutely yes. More now than ever. And in this video, what I want to do is I want to break down a framework that I apply to every single agency business that I've ever built or that I work with and consult with. Because a lot of agency owners get stuck chasing shiny objects instead of doing what we set out to do, which is to solve problems for a specific type of client, specifically client acquisition problems. So what you're looking at here is the 5 pillars of growth. This is the core of the Blueprint program. This is what I've applied to every agency business I built, every single client that I work with on the agency side, consulting, coaching, and the book that I wrote that just went to the #1 bestseller on Amazon. This is everything. I am an incredibly type A process-focused thinker. I have spent really years building this out and perfecting this. And this applies to any agency, whether you're doing $100 a month or $1 million a month, just depending on where you are, this pillar is kind of hit differently, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna walk you through each one of these and help you understand where you are in this process and what you need to focus on in terms of growing your agency business right now. If you're doing less than $10,000 a month consistently, you're not really quite an agency, you're more of a consultant, whether you want to admit that or not. The most important thing you need to focus on is market positioning and your offer. So what that refers to is the who. If you are working with more than one type of client, you're cutting yourself off at the knees. You're making it way harder than it needs to be. Your sole focus should be on finding a painful problem to solve for the right client and then building the right mechanism, AKA the offer or your service offering, to deliver to that client. And now I get it. I coached literally thousands of agencies on this. You think that you're taking a giant step back by focusing on a singular type of client, but think about it this way. If you're doing e-commerce SEO and then another client that's a law firm, you're doing pay-per-click, and then you're building a website for a local coffee shop, every time you do that, you're essentially building a new business inside of yourself. It's a different process with a different result with a different type of client. It's really, really, really hard to scale your business like that. In fact, it's almost impossible. And that's one of the biggest reasons why you're struggling to get past $10,000, $20,000 per month. When you specialize, when you focus in on a single type of client and you build an offer that solves that problem for that specific type of client, everything opens up. It becomes much easier to deliver your service because you're doing the same thing over and over again. It's easier to get results because you're doing the same thing over and over again. It's easier to hire people. You need less skilled workers. It's easier to attract people in because when you only work with law firms are naturally attracted to that. Our agency is a perfect example of this. When we really dove all in to only work with law firms and then specifically built an offer and a mechanism that is killer at attracting leads for law firms, we exploded. We've been tripling in revenue every single year since then. So trust me when I tell you, if you're working with multiple types of clients and you're not doing $1 million a month, then you're doing it wrong and there's an easier way. So once you get that who and the what, AKA your market position and your offer dialed in, then we move into productization. So productization refers to basically taking your complex service and turning it into a streamlined process. Talk to a lot of agencies and you all already know that you should have systems and processes that dictate everything that you do. Because if you do that, you can productize, which means you can streamline and do the same thing over and over and over again. And when you do the same thing over and over and over again, it becomes much easier to get results. It becomes much easier to bring people in and it allows you to actually automate stuff. So we talk about leveraging AI and automating tasks. You can't automate something that isn't the same thing over and over again. If you try and throw AI or a tool into your business to speed things up, but every day is a little bit different, you're doing custom work here, you're doing SEO here, you're doing this, it doesn't work and it's gonna break. If you wanna scale and you wanna scale seamlessly and you wanna actually make money off your business, you got to productize. So that's pillars 1 and 2. That'll take you to about $25,000, $30,000 a month, generally speaking, of course. Then we move here into pillar 3. Now, this is all about mastering your craft. being known as that agency that everyone looks to in your space, being the leader in what you do. So this is about becoming the best in the world at delivering your offer and getting results for your type of client. Now, whether that's SEO or paid search or web design, Facebook ads, whatever that is, you got to be viewed as an expert in doing that. And the only way to do that is to do it more and more and more, get better at it, bring people in, build a team, and then we can start talking about acquisition. Now, a lot of you out there, again, I've worked with thousands of agencies over the last 7 years running the Blueprint training, and pretty much everyone jumps right here to number 4. They're like, I don't have enough leads. I don't have enough clients to grow. Well, the problem is that when you try and build a proper acquisition program before you have the foundation of the house built, everything else falls down. Why? Because when you have the right market position, you're talking to the right type of client, you have an offer that's built specifically for them, that's productized, that gets results, like printing it over and over again, and then you're viewed as an expert in your service and you can speak to the nuances of your service and the nuances of your prospect's market, then it becomes much easier to go out there and attract clients, because all marketing is communicating your offer back to a large audience. So there's 2 ways that I always suggest to do acquisition. One is organic. If you don't have the money to spend on actual marketing, you have free access to social media on your phone. Don't have my phone with me. If you're posting on LinkedIn every single day and you're talking to a single type of client and you're talking about the problems that they have, all relating back to your offer, you're going to get leads. I promise you. And then once you get a little bit of budget to spend, all you're doing is taking that same content and you're boosting it with paid ads. We like Meta, we like YouTube, we like LinkedIn, whatever it is when you're watching this video that's hot right now. Could be TikTok. It doesn't really matter. These are all just platforms to get our message out there. We're just boosting it with a spend. But you can't do that properly if you don't have these other things lined up. And that's why this all flows into the symbiotic relationship: positioning, offers, productization, service mastery, acquisition, and then we move into the final frontier of agency growth and scaling, which is sales. I always mess with people. I like to say that you're not a true CEO of an agency until you've really pulled yourself completely out of the business, including sales. Now, agency sales is much different than other types of sales, right? This isn't like Wolf of Wall Street, sell me this pen. This is about being a consultant. This is about showcasing all these things, specifically the nuances that you understand about your prospects' problems that they have, which is going to be all around acquisition, and being able to demonstrate your knowledge and expertise and a proven track record to be able to solve that problem for them. Like I said, I would love to show you how these 5 pillars can apply to your agency, no matter where you're at. Again, doing $100 a month or $1 million a month, I would love to run our free agency diagnostic for your business. The diagnostic is just a series of questions to help us and yourself identify where your agency needs the most attention based on our 5-pillar system. By the end of it, you will know exactly what you should focus on when it comes to building your agency right now. So if your agency's stuck, if you feel like you're not making enough money off your business, if you're struggling with a particular part about it, we're standing by to help. Like I said, I've been doing this for 15 plus years. I've sold multiple businesses and I've built multiple 7-figure, multi-million-dollar agencies that generate a ton of profit. So if you're interested, that analysis is absolutely free. Just grab a time in the calendar below, and I look forward to talking to you soon.